Hey everybody.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to Cooking with Mo and Deb. Today we're going to do a recipe that I found in my sister's recipe box. And most of you know that my sister passed away recently, and so the nieces wanted me to go through and scan all of her handwritten recipes. So when I started looking in the recipe box, one of my favorites that she always made, yes, this is an old recipe Deb was trying to show you. You see it's all
It's in
wet and
her
milky,
handwriting.
but it is in her handwriting. It had gotten wet, so I had to really struggle to see all the ingredients, but I am quite sure that Pam knew how to make it
Without even looking at a recipe.
without ever looking at the recipe because she made it so much. But when we were young, she would make these yeast rolls, and so that's what we're going to make today.
Okay.
And we're going to start out, we've got, excuse me, we've got a half a cup of boiling water. And we've got 2/3 cup of melted butter.
Yes.
Not margarine, butter.
Unsalted butter even.
Okay.
You can always add salt, but you can't take it away. So
Right. And I think it doesn't matter, either one.
Really? Okay. I've watched some show the other day, and no, it was actually when I was in France making macaroons, and he talked about using unsalted butter.
What did he say about
Just
it?
exactly that. You can take, you can add salt, but you can't take it away. So
Right. So you don't want something to be too salty.
So if it actually says unsalted butter, you should probably use it. It's probably
Okay.
going to add some salt at some point,
Right.
but there's a reason for it. So
Right.
I haven't, in my cooking days, haven't used a whole lot of unsalted butter, but I've started doing some
By
more.
the way, you guys, we are at Deb's house today.
Yeah, welcome
we
to my
normally
kitchen.
cook over at my kitchen, but today we're over at Deb's kitchen.
Yeah.
Tink's out, not around tonight, so I thought I'm going to Deb's. So we didn't have to cook him any supper tonight. So we're over here just playing and cooking things in the
We're
kitchen.
going to make some supper for us.
We
so-
are. We
so
sure are.
He's going to wish he were here.
Okay, so we're gonna let this cool.
Whoa, before you do, you got to add sugar.
Oh,
You got to add your sugar, and it's
a quarter cup.
A quarter cup of sugar.
Quarter cup of sugar,
So
granulated sugar. Almost forgot that. That's important.
And then you got to set that aside and let it cool
I
for a few
gotcha.
minutes.
Yeah, so this boiling water will help that to dissolve.
Ooh, I hope you can read that. Bake at. Can't really tell. We'll have to.
We're gonna guess that it's probably
350
350. Yeah, it's
maybe?
350. Yeah, whatever she got on that, I have a feeling it's probably, she was probably making a pecan pie or something, because that was another one of her favorites to make. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit to the side, and then we have 3 cups of flour, and this is all-purpose flour. Now,
Probably do your yeast first.
okay, that's right, yeast.
Dissolve your yeast.
Warm water, that's right. Now, how much warm water do we have in here?
There is
There
a half
is.
a cup.
Lays.
Let me see. A half a cup of warm water.
Okay, so this
we
is
started with boiling water,
right,
but now we've moved on to just warm water for your yeast.
right, and this is just a package of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast, and that's just what we've always used in our house. And I don't do a lot of bread baking.
I
do
don't
you?
either, but I like to. My mom has a lot.
Well,
but
it makes a big difference. I mean, homemade bread is just fantastic. Well, let me rinse this off.
I think I actually meant this one for the other.
Oh, silly me.
You couldn't read my mind.
No.
Oh, I can't believe
I
that.
know, I know.
So you're going to let that set for a few minutes too.
Okay.
Just until, you're just going to let it set for a few minutes until your first mixture cools. Then you're going to combine the two. So
Okay.
we're going to combine those, and then we're going to start with our flour. Do you know, it doesn't say on here what kind of flour. Are you using all-purpose flour?
I'm pretty sure Pam probably used self-rising, because when we were growing up,
Okay.
that's what Mother always used. So
Okay.
I'm wondering, since it doesn't say, but mine is all-purpose
Okay.
flour. So I don't.
So-
on this one, I'm not sure it matters. You've got.
What is the difference? I always get confused.
Well, you've got your yeast is what's going to be your rising.
okay.
You know, you've already got, what do they call that? The whatever makes things rise. You got that in your
Okay.
yeast. But we might add a teaspoon of salt or something to it.
So is that the difference in the salt though? All-purpose.
It's got your baking powder and your baking salt in it already.
All-purpose does.
No.
Self-rising does.
Self-rising does.
Okay.
So that's why you don't really have to worry about it when you buy the self-rising. But let me tell you, when you're baking, I would not recommend using self-rising flour.
Really?
Just doesn't turn out as good.
Oh,
Believe
okay.
it or not. I mean, for some reason it doesn't. All-purpose flour is best. That's really all
Well,
I use.
Used to. I've been cooking a long time, and it seemed like I use self-rising flour almost every time.
We did
But
too growing up.
now it seems like I use all-purpose flour. Recipes use all-purpose flour more than self-rising,
Yeah.
and add to it the salt.
Well, I think back when we were probably around the time we were born, maybe that's when self-rising flour came
Okay.
out. I don't know when it came out. We'll have to Google that.
And at some point they found out that it doesn't bake as well as all-purpose.
I've
So-
been on several baking forums, and they have said, all-purpose flour bakes up so much
Okay.
better, and that's why most of your baking recipes will call for all-purpose flour. And I make cookies, Sweet Melissa's cookies.
Sweet Melissa's cookies.
And I always use all-purpose flour. I don't
Okay.
use any self-rising flour at all. So
Have we done those cookies on video
we
yet?
have not,
Oh, we got to do
but
that.
one of these days, maybe before Christmas,
They are so
we'll
good.
do some cookies.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I do the decorated sugar cookies, and we'll decorate some.
Okay.
And
I'm
show
not good
people-
at decorating, but
And
this
we'll
is
show
the
people
decorator.
that it's really not as hard as it looks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Debbie says, yeah, right. Okay,
Okay,
so what do we do next?
You think it's cold enough to add the yeast mixture?
Uh-huh.
Dissolve yeast in warm water, add to cooled mixture, and then you would add your egg.
Actually cooled.
Okay. So we may need to,
Do we need to scramble that egg? I bet we do.
yes, let me get you a bowl.
Okay. So I'm using one of my friend Carol's home-laid eggs. These pretty brown eggs. Look at that, y'all. They are the best. And I'm so thankful for her for keeping me in these fresh eggs, because fresh is always best, right?
I always say that. Fresh
You
is
can
best.
get it. Okay, so Debbie, whip that up. Whip it good.
So after our mixture's cool, then we're going to add the egg, the yeast mixture, the cooled water butter mixture, and the flour.
Okay, so we're going to add it into the butter
yes.
water mixture. I think it's probably
I think it's
fine.
good.
You know, I told Debbie a while ago when I pulled that recipe out and I couldn't read it, my first instinct, I need to call Pam and see what this says, and unfortunately I can't do that. It's really sad too, but she was my go-to. She was the person that I called when, she taught me how to cook, because my mother passed away when I was like 19, and so I didn't really have the mother influence at that point in my life, and so Pam was the one who I would call. How do you do this? How do you do that? And so you get in the habit of doing that, and you don't really think about not being able to do that anymore. So anyway, okay, I think it's cool enough.
All right.
So we're going to add this first, and I'm going to use the right spoon.
Is that right? Okay.
The wooden spoon.
We did the add to cooled mixture.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to add that.
And we'll add our egg.
Okay. Add the egg. One well-beaten egg.
And then the flour.
Okay, let's add a dash of salt. Since we did use the all-purpose flour, and I'm just guessing that she probably mostly used just a little bit.
This is my fancy
Debbie's so fancy. She's so fancy.
salt grinder. Look, all you gotta do is,
Oh,
and that's
my
it.
gosh.
You
Didn't
don't have to-
No, I don't have. Okay, that's good. That is so cool.
Amazon Christmas
That is-
present from my
I
son.
was going to say, is it
Great
Pamper
gift.
Chef?
No,
Because
it's
everything
not.
you have is Pamper
That's
Chef.
probably the only thing I have that's not.
Okay, so I'm thinking this is ready. So now we what?
Add
the
our flour.
Okay, so
Is
little
it
at a
already
time.
measured out?
It is. It's 3 cups of flour.
Okay.
So here we go. I'm going to add about half of it, Deb, and stir it up.
Stir it up. Wasn't that a song? Stir it up.
I
Remember
think
years
it
ago?
was. I think it was. You're dating yourself now.
It's been a little while. And then it's going to refrigerate.
Or here's another song.
What?
Drop it. Let's see.
You're the singer.
Never mind. This. Erase that. I was thinking drop it in, but that was rub it in. Rub it in, rub it in. We're gonna drop it in, drop it in.
So are these going to be rolled out rolls, or are
No.
they drop?
They're gonna
Rolls.
be,
Okay.
you make them in the shape of a roll.
Okay, like you just roll
So,
them up in a
yeah,
ball and put them on the pan.
Exactly. So remember, now these don't exactly taste like the school lunchroom lady rolls, but they are delicious.
Okay.
Actually, I think they're better. Look here, Debbie. It's
Looks
really
good.
getting hard to
So
stir.
we're gonna
Your
have
turn.
to. We're gonna be putting it aside for the yeast to
Right.
make it rise, right?
Yeah, we're gonna put it aside, and then we'll be back to show you the finished product, which we will gladly sample for you using a bit of butter, and we'll just show you how good these are. And we're going to share these with you guys once we get them out of the oven. So
Batter
there's your-
looks good. We're
there's
gonna
your
let it
batter.
set for a little
You call
while.
that batter or dough? Dough.
I called it batter, but it's probably more
It's
dough since
yeah,
it's
I guess
rolls.
it's dough.
Oh, well.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back, and we have got Pam's yeast rolls out of the refrigerator. We're about to make them into dinner rolls.
You know, does this have? Are you calling it Pam's yeast rolls?
No, that's what I just
I
named
think
it.
you
Just this
should.
very instant, I named
That's
it
what you
Pam's
should call it.
yeast rolls, because the first time I ever had a truly homemade yeast roll was when Pam made them. And this is the recipe. It's an old recipe.
I can't wait to have this.
I know she's
recipe.
been making them since she was a teenager.
The dough feels really good. It doesn't feel
does.
stringy or
You know,
hard.
it feels
or
kind of like Play-Doh.
it does.
But it's yeah, and we kept it in the refrigerator for about 2 hours, and it rose.
It rose.
It rose while
So-
it was in the refrigerator.
So we're rolling. I mean, we're taking out. It's not even a baseball size. A little bigger than a golf ball size, I guess, of dough,
and just kind of rolling
and just
it.
rolling it into a ball,
And then I'm kind of making mine little
a little
oval
bit
shaped.
flat.
Thinking about the rolls you have at Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving, these would be perfect for your family Thanksgiving meal. And they're easy, y'all. And everybody would think you were just the cat's meow if you were to serve homemade
I think I'm a
yeast
little bit-
rolls. What?
I think mine were a little bit too big. They're bigger than yours.
Yeah,
so-
because they're going to rise in the pan,
yeah,
right?
they are. They smell good too. This
Oh,
dough
they
really
smell
smells
good. And
good.
y'all, when you pull them out of the oven and they're good, excuse me, I've had too much food tonight, and they're good and hot, and you put a big pat of butter on there. Oh my goodness. Yep, they're gonna be good.
Good old Southern country food.
Mhm. Yep.
Add a little bit of butter onto it, makes it even better.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna fix these for your Thanksgiving, and you're gonna give, what's that lady, Sister Schubert? You're gonna
Yes.
give Sister Schubert
Get
a
rid of
run
her
for her money.
Can you
gonna
believe
be-
we're actually talking Thanksgiving?
I know, but it's
can't.
coming. It is close at hand.
Hang on, let me make this a little bit smaller.
Speaking of hands, I'm gonna wash my hands.
So these are the Pam's yeast rolls.
Yep.
There they are.
We're gonna call them Sister Pam's.
Sister Pam's. And they're going to bake for 15 minutes.
15 minutes on 350. And we'll come back in just a second and show them to you. Be right back.
It's
Okay,
done.
they're done. The Pam's yeast rolls have been pulled
slide right
out
off.
of the oven. They just slid right off the pan. So there they
Look at the
are.
bottom of them. Look how pretty.
They're nice and brown and pretty. And we are about to slice one open and put some butter on it because, you know, we like butter on our rolls. I'm going to take this small one because I really don't need a whole one. Look at that, how pretty.
It's really, it's good.
Oh, this is nice soft butter.
It's really hot in the kitchen.
It
the
is.
oven's been
The
on.
oven heated us up in here. Here, damn.
It looks yummy. Ooh, it's good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've had Pam's yeast rolls.
They are really
Oh
good.
my goodness.
Such a great, easy thing to make for the holidays, or even just evening for dinner.
So much better than store-bought.
100 times
Oh
better.
my goodness.
Love them. I'm making them this year on Thanksgiving.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put the recipe down in the comments, y'all. But these are really good. It's so simple. And I believe that my sister Pam would approve. She's probably
She would. She's
probably
watching us.
watching us right now going, I can't believe you made my yeast rolls on your show. They're good, Pammy. All right. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.